You dare challenge me? Me? Behold, the scourge of citadels, the calamity of all castles, the fear of all fortresses. Now let's see if I can pull it off. Behold, the fabulous stabulous. Oh. Take that, Fort in the Woods.
Fort in the Woods. These people challenged me to a build challenge. Wait, I thought you challenged them. Details. The challenge is to build some kind of projectile launcher where the main component is PVC pipe. These weapons will then be judged based on aesthetics, damage, and range. May the best maker win. Sunshine! Get your bright yellow butt down here! No, seriously, we got a collab. Come on. There, watch this for a second. Here's what I'm thinking. Imagine giant ballista, okay? Obviously, PVC limbs, because duh, it's gotta be PVC. We're gonna need to swivel, right? Up and down, side to side, because duh. We'll have a winch, the hand cranked one. We'll have to design a trigger that hooks up to the winch, something simple, not too complicated. I mean, otherwise it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm thinking as big as we can make it though, maximum effect. I'm thinking broadhead bolts, giant bolts, maybe fire bolts. It's gonna be freaking awesome. Any questions? Why are we watching this so many times? Because it took me 3 days to make it. It does look nice. Except for that part. The strings look wonky. Why'd you do it like that? Can you stay focused? I can film your merch plug. That's all you're gonna help with. I have a life. What do you even do all day? That's none of your business. Fine. I'll get Joshie to help. Pop quiz. Why on earth would COVID jack the price of wood up? I don't know, I think it's kind of stupid, but apparently... You know the only affordable 2x4s are pink for some reason. We will have the greatest pink ballista ever. So the post thing that goes into the stand that the actual ballista sits on, in the 3D model looks like a 6x6 post. I'm not going to do that because the wood is way too expensive and 6x6 is a bit overkill. Instead, I'm going to take some 2x4s. We're going to cut some other little bits of 2x4 and stick them right here. And then at the top, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do like 3 of them stacked on top of each other, so that then our swivel can drill through that and have something to attach to. Real quick, before we firmly attach all of these in place on here, it's going to be much easier to drill the hole out for this pipe swivel part on the drill press when they're still small pieces, so I can actually fit them on the press. I wanted some way to hold this thing in place where it wouldn't like spin out if I was trying to hold it, and then I'd end up cutting my finger off. Now it kind of sucks, so I just came up with this little thingy. Now this to this, this to this, then clamp this to this, and this to this. So it just holds it in place for me while I drill it. Gonna be so cool. Okay, now we are on to this part. We're gonna start with the bottom plate, which is gonna be this 2x6. Lay this next to the beam to figure out how wide it needs to be. Make our marky. Oh yeah,
It's all coming together.
So here's something interesting. You remember, this is going to be basically a hinge. We have to figure out how far down we can pull this to get the rotation point and still get the amount of angle that we want. 9 inches from bottom to top. As usual, drilling a straight hole through something so large as this is going to be a little difficult. This is a long drill bit. You know what? That wasn't perfect, but it wasn't bad either. This is the big giant bolt. If all of this goes according to plan, these PVC prods are going to be way too difficult for myself, even though I am an immensely strong individual, to pull back with my bare hands. We need something with some mechanical advantage. We need a winch. This is a simple hand crank winch, probably from Harbor Freight. It's rated to 1,500 pounds, which should be more than enough. If this thing gets anywhere close to 1,500 pounds, I'm gonna be overjoyed. The air arrest for this ballista we're going to make out of some more of this 1-inch diameter PVC pipe, which I have over here. This 1-inch PVC pipe, we're going to drill some holes in the PVC pipe, and then we're going to mount it. Here, help me hold it up on this. That's gonna be our bolt rest. So we take some bolt material, and it will just run on these rails, just like that.
Alright, so if you actually
Apologies are for people who are wrong.
So if you accidentally shot me in the foot.
If I ever shoot you in the foot, it's gonna be on purpose. Of course, we're drilling holes through the top of the PVC so that we don't have the screw head sticking up, and then our bowstring, when it slams into that, will probably break. Bows are shaped so that they are thickest in the middle and thinnest at the ends. The reason for that is if they're the same width the entire way, the ends are a lot heavier. That means there's more mass to move forward. And when you have to move more mass forward, it slows it down. You know, you could have a 100-pound bow, but if it doesn't snap fast enough, you're still not going to be able to throw that arrow very far. What we're trying to figure out is the right ratio of where to put the fiberglass rods so that the ends are lighter than the center. We're going to take this larger 1¼ inch diameter PVC, we're going to cut it in half, and then we're going to use this section and slide that over the very center to make the center much heavier and harder to bend than the edges. It is cold, wet, and dreary outside. You know what's not cold, wet, and dreary? JakeMakes merchandise! We have t-shirts, we have mugs, we have masks, which is kind of weird. We've got hoodies, phone cases, we've got it all. This merchandise is guaranteed scientifically to make you better looking, stronger, smarter. We've got the make or die shirt. We've got the creativity shirt. Engage your safety squints. The medievalorian shirt. I drink coffee and set things on fire. We also have the stupid shirt. Please purchase the merch, support the channel, and help us continue to build the coolest stuff. Also, you need to ring the bell, make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on, and please check out Jake's Instagram, because that's where all the fun happens. I did a poll on Instagram trying to let y'all vote on whether this thing should be pink or black, and it was close, but the pinks won out. So I'm gonna paint it pink and black. Pink with black highlights, or black with pink highlight. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm going to use clear wood finisher, I think it's like spar urethane, to cover the pink 2x4s to keep their pink color and just seal them so that they're weatherproof. And then I'm going to paint the parts that aren't pink right now black with some flat black paint I have laying around. Fort in the Woods, it's gonna be a little embarrassing to get beaten by the world's cutest siege engine. And now we move on to the trigger. I'm opting for simplicity here. Basically, we're just gonna have a hook and a big long lever. Obviously, I could work out some sort of multiple piece system where I wouldn't have to have a long lever, but this way it'll be easier and it will work just fine for what we're doing. I'll be honest with you, right now I'm getting quite impatient. I just broke 3 drill bits trying to drill through this stupid piece of metal. I don't know about you, but when I'm very impatient, I find sometimes it helps to hit it really hard with a hammer. This is the finished trigger thingy. I've got these 2 plates welded to that, which then of course bolts through the hook. Good enough. The actual bowstring is going to be made of 2 parts. Number 1 is this 1,100 pound paracord that I found at Walmart, I think. Everything in this ballista is actually rated to 1,000 pounds thereabouts, even though we're probably not going to come anywhere near that. The second part is going to be made of this steel cable. See, what I'm afraid will happen is if we just cross the string like this, it's going to have to bend up and around the PVC rails, and then it's probably going to catch itself on the corner. I'm thinking if we get a long middle section, we can push the crossing strings out to the side where it's not going to cause any problems. Now that we've got some tension on it, go ahead and loop it. Come on, we're close. Look at that. And we're on. We can release. And there we go. It is strung. You know what? We should call these Fort in the Woods people and find out how they're doing. Call Fort with video. Hello! I just figured I'd call and see how you 2 losers were coming along with your clearly inferior project.
Well, it's coming along great. We're actually working on it right now. Do you want to see it?
I would love... Why else would I be calling?
Yeah, we're working on it right now. It's going amazing. I don't think you have a chance in the world. Jacob, open this up. This will blow your mind. This is coming together so well. You just check out this thing. Look at this. It's just... What are you doing?
That's... They haven't a chance. Now, about the bolts. I made 3 different kinds. The first 2 are based around a broomstick shaft. The third one is metal electrical conduit. First head design is the classic. The fletching is, of course, duct tape. The second design, of course, is just a massive broadhead, 'cause duh. And the third I feel pretty smart about. This is based off an ancient Roman throwing spear called a pilum spear. The brilliant thing about this old Roman spear was that it had a thin, long metal shaft on top of the wooden shaft, and on the end of the thin, long metal shaft, it had a head that was slightly larger in diameter than the rest. This allows for maximum penetration, because the only part that actually has to punch its way through the material is the very tip. Once that head has punched through, the rest of the shaft just slides right through your target, the shield of the person your enemy is with, the body of the person your enemy is with, the head of the... We'll skip that part. Just to demonstrate what I'm talking about, I'll test this one versus the classic. Stopped just below the head. Now, the pilum style, 2 feet penetration. You can imagine if this is an enemy's shield, he'd been skewered. I think this ought to score me some points against those woods-dwelling fortsmen.
How's it going, everyone? I'm Isaac from Fort in the Woods. Back there is Jacob. We're gonna be competing with Jake in 3 different categories for this build competition. Category 1 is looks/design. Who has the coolest build? Whose looks the best? Who has the best overall concept? Category 2 is distance. Very self-explanatory. Who can launch their projectile the farthest? And finally, category 3 is going to be damage. As a control, we are going to be both shooting at a similarly designed plywood target that is made out of the same thickness plywood. And we are both going to be placing our target at 50 feet out. So, hope y'all enjoy the video. We'll see you over on our channel shortly.
Okay, test number 1 for distance. We're out in an open field. We've got it pointed up as high as it can go. Okay, trigger's locked. Helmet down.
That's definitely good.
Ready? What do you guess this? How far do you think it went? 272. 272 feet. Okay, I've attached a scale here that goes up to 1,000 pounds, so I will go ahead and winch it back, try not to die, and then call out how much the draw weight of this thing is. Oh my goodness gracious. 156 pounds. Well, that's not very much. It's not, but you got to keep in mind the acceleration distance on this thing is very long compared to a normal bow or crossbow. Now, for the second test, the penetration damage test. We're gonna be shooting at the castle, which is gonna be exactly 50 feet away from the ballista. Ready? Take that, Fort in the Woods! Jump on it, jump on it. There you go.
You're welcome.
That's
unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
That's what happens with duct tape meets whole plywood.
Yeah. Shake them up. Look at the clean cut. This is the broadhead. It just cut right through it. And it went 2 feet through. Oh. Holy crud.
We interrupt this episode of JakeMakes to bring you our sponsor.
Coronavirus. That's terrible. Surrounded by bungalows. Oh, that is too cool. Oh my goodness. Do the same exact thing I just did, except I'm gonna stick a lit propane torch right behind it. Okay, I just watched the slow-mo. That is the coolest thing I have ever filmed. That was nuts! I was not expecting it to be that awesome. That one went halfway through. Very nice. I just saw something. There's a fort back there in the woods. That's me, the Ultra Penetrator dart. It's the perfect hole. The fletching popped right off and dropped down. Guys, be sure to go check out Fort in the Woods video. Subscribe to their channel. They're really awesome dudes. I like their videos. Their channel's gonna go places, good places. Their old channel fits right in line with my goal for this channel, which of course is to inspire young people to go get off their butts and be creative. Here is a sneak peek of their video.
This is an air cannon. It runs off of 3 leaf blowers and fires pool balls. This is the craziest thing we have built so far.
Dang it, that looks cool. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. Go now. Get off YouTube. Get off your behindy. Go out into the world and build something awesome. I'll see you next time. Jake out.